It's time to take your foot off the gas. With a to-do list, you're constantly having to review it and update it, and your mind can get so worked up. The welcome relief can come in the way of workflows, basically a set it and forget it approach to tasks. You'll need QuickBooks Online Advanced to access this feature. Click on the lightning bolt to access the workflow automation screen. Here we have templates that you can modify, my workflows, ones that have been created, and a history of workflows that have been used. Let's take a look at one of the templates, send payment reminder. So I'm going to search for it, send payment reminder, here it is. And I'm going to zoom in just a bit. So here we can see that the workflow will start when an invoice is created or edited. The condition that must be met is the invoice is unpaid. If the condition is not met, meaning the invoice is paid, there are no further actions triggered. That takes us down the pathway to the right to stop. If the condition is met, meaning the invoice is unpaid, then a reminder is sent. We can click on the box to see more details about this action, and I'm going to zoom out just a bit. So a reminder is sent 3 days before the invoice is due at 9 a.m. Los Angeles time, so Pacific Standard Time. This reminder will not be sent if the invoice is paid. Please note that a reminder will be sent only one time to the signees of the notifications below. So here we have various notifications that we can use. We have a task, which becomes a to-do list in the team member's QuickBooks Online account. We can send an email to the customer, to our team, or send a push notification through the mobile app. And then if we click on edit, the grade section, the invoice number, so that's a variable, QuickBooks Online will insert the invoice number. And then we can assign the task to a team member. In this case, we're using our company email address. Then we'll go back and we can also send an email to the customer. Again, you'll notice the grade section. So those are variables. QuickBooks Online will enter the customer email address, the invoice number, the customer name, and the company name. And then if we use the hashtag, we can see other variables that are available, such as the total amount, balance, due date, and invoice date. We have an email that can be sent to a team member. So it can be sent as one email with all of the invoices included, or we can turn off this feature and an individual email can be sent for each invoice. We have the push notification. So again, we can select a team member and then we'll save the push notification. You'll notice that only the ones with the check mark are the notifications that we're going to use, and then we'll save and then save and turn on. On the My Workflows tab, we can see the Send Payment Reminder, and we can turn it off if we want to temporarily disable it. Under the drop-down arrow, we can edit the workflow, copy it, see a history of its use, or delete it. We'll click on Custom Workflow, and if we use the drop-down arrow, we can see a variety of record options to choose from. For an invoice, there are 5 actions. We have a reminder, which we use for unpaid invoices. An approval could be used to require certain people to authorize an invoice over a certain dollar amount. A notification could be sent to customers to let them know when we receive their payment. You could schedule reports to be emailed on recurring schedules, such as a particular day and time each month. And an update could be used to notify a customer once their payment has been received. Now you'll notice if we select Bill, there are only 3 actions to choose from. So this varies based on the record that you select. We're going to create 2 custom workflows. The first one will require an invoice that is $2,000 or more to be sent to a team member for approval before it is sent to the customer. The second workflow will notify another team member once the invoice has been sent to the customer so he can contact the customer and schedule a project start date. Let's introduce you to the team members. Nate is responsible for creating customer invoices. Shelly is responsible for approving invoices that are $2,000 or more. And Jake is responsible for contacting customers to schedule project start dates. We're going to start by creating an approval workflow for an invoice. So we'll click on Approval and then Next, and we'll name it Invoice Approval. So the workflow will start when an invoice is created or edited, and we're going to set a condition. So when the invoice amount is greater than or equal to $2,000, we're going to request approval from Shelly Smith, and she's going to receive a notification about a task in her QuickBooks Online account, and then we'll save. And we're going to delete everything to the right. So we'll delete that. Yes, we want to delete it. So that means if the invoice is less than $2,000, nothing happens. No approval is needed. And then we'll save and turn on. We'll click on custom workflow, and then the record will be invoice. We'll use the notification as our action, and the workflow name will be customer contact. The source transaction, invoice. QuickBooks will send a notification after the invoice is created, and we're going to send the email to Jake Edwards. So we'll add his email address, and the subject will be contact. We're going to use the variable, so the hashtag, customer name, or invoice, hashtag, invoice number. And our message will say, hi, Jake, the invoice, hashtag, invoice number for hashtag, customer name has been sent. Please contact hashtag, customer name to schedule a start date for the project. Thank you. And then we'll click send an email. This action will occur when the invoice sent status is sent, and then we'll save and turn on. Nate created a customer invoice for $2,500. When he tries to send it to the customer, he receives this message. The invoice needs to be submitted for approval. So then he'll click submit for approval. Shelley received a notification of the task in her QuickBooks Online account, so she can click on the bell and then view task, and she can click on it to review the invoice and then approve. Jake receives a notification that the invoice had been sent to the customer. He can now reach out to the customer to schedule a start date for the project. Using workflows will free up time and mental energy. This is a form of self-care and a way to streamline your workday. How do you plan on using workflows in your business? Drop a comment below.